Hi, PE 582. So for Unit 7, the phrase that impacted me the most was that they live as if they will never die and die as though they had never lived. So I think that impacted me the most because the household I grew up in, we never really hurt for money, but the biggest reason was because particularly my dad was very frugal, where he always saved, would put everything he could away, and it ended up working out. But for a long time, he didn't really live. Like his job was his life, and he didn't really enjoy it, but it was something he had to do he felt he had to do. And it was a period of 2 years where he was working 6 days a week, maybe five sometimes. But anyway, just putting in perspective, um, and it just makes me think about how there needs to be a balance where it's like, yes, that ended up, being able to help me pay for college and pay for high school because I went to a private high school. And it's basically supporting them right now since both my parents are retired and now they're living and everything. But it's like, I think there needs to be a healthy balance of not just playing it safe and saving money and not doing anything because you'll need it later, and on the other side of the spectrum is spending time and money and not necessarily saving anything. I think that there needs to be a healthy balance, and I feel like that's where I like to reside most of my time is not too far one way, not too far the other way, but kind of in the middle because I feel like that's going to not only set me up for the future, but also allow me to live right here, right now, because there are no guarantees. You never know when things happen, and I'd rather spend a little money on something I want now that will help me enjoy my life more so than saving and being able to enjoy it less later. Anyway, so how does this phrase support you in your coaching? Um, I would say particularly not giving up on a player. Um, there's so many coaches I've been around where there may be a player who isn't necessarily talented. He may not even be good at the position, but there's players that I've seen that I've even played with that they are like that. Then they know they aren't the most talented. Maybe the genetics hasn't smiled upon them with height or strength, but they show up every day nonetheless, put the work in, and try to get better. And they stay after and ask coaches what can they do to get better. And I even spoke with one coach where he said it's not worth his time because they're never going to use him, and and he'll never be good enough. And even if that is true, a phrase like this where if I spend my whole time worrying about oh, I'm wasting time on this guy, uh, I'll never use him, and uh, then I think by the time I could have made an impact on him goes by, it's too late. Like, that coach missed an opportunity to make an impact on someone's life. And I want to be the coach that doesn't give up on players no matter what and makes an impact, even if it's on a player who never sees the field, who barely even dresses on game day. Um, but if I can make it at least seem like he's working hard, and or he knows he's working hard, but make it seem like he's making headway and at least improving, then I think I think it's worth it. It's worth spending that time and not regretting it later that I should have spent time with that player and not and impacted that player and let him know. And that comes with honesty, saying you need to do improve on this and improve on that, and let him know if he's done it or if he's doing it. But I just think you can't give up on your players, and that's a big part of this quote, I believe, is just not having the regret of leaving someone who's put so much time and effort into you and your program, and to just leave them behind. So provide encourage support for the colleagues in the class. We're almost done. I mean, with this term and everything, this is going by quick. We can we can finish this up. We got this, and really, I think the hardest parts are done necessarily. Maybe a final paper, final presentation, but just kind of section everything out how you can, and take it one bite at a time, and next thing you know, it's all done. All right, guys. Thank you.